those analytic rules are constantly running in your environment, looking at the millions of gigabytes, maybe millions of logs in an environment. And so what happens when those analytic rules see something suspicious or potentially suspicious? That's when our team comes in. So this is an example of an environment with 100 open incidents. So what we see here is a lot of different things to do with logins, a lot of different things to do with potentially risky IP addresses that it's seen in the environment. All of these are obviously very, very important insights into what is happening in your environment specifically. And then this is where the people come in. So we have a team that will click through, that will do searches, that will view this incident screen, that will view the environment 24/7. So once we get to the point where we're starting to get some alerts, we're starting to get some activity, we're starting to understand the environment better, we'll get these alerts that come through. And what we can do is we can actually pull all the relevant information pretty quickly just from what our SIEM solution is able to gather on its own. So it does its own little hunting. It figures out, oh, we've seen this risky activity. In this case, it is someone has tried to access the dark web, for lack of a better term. And we've got a description, we've got the user that performed the activity, we've got their IP address, we've got the device that they used to perform this action, we've got the application that performed that action. So we can very quickly start to understand the context of this specific example. And that's really, really important. I would say that it's not really enough just to kind of set and forget this solution. You really need a team of passionate cybersecurity people to click through, to do the hunting themselves, to understand the context of this single alert. So looking at it just from, I guess, face value, it seems that this person has just accessed this IP address and we don't really have much context around that. So this isn't really enough to give you a meaningful insight into the risk that we've identified in this environment. So what our team will do, will look through and perform some searches on the environment. And this is getting a little bit technical, so feel free to ask some questions if you want a little bit more of an explanation of what you're looking at right now. But this is a great example of an analytic rule. So it performs a search on the environment consistently. And in this case, we found something. So it comes back with all the relevant information, all the relevant logs for that user, anything that has absolutely anything to do with this event will be seen here. And this is specifically helpful for our team because we can use that to contextualize what's happening here. That way, when we communicate with you what's happening in the environment, you also get that context as well. And then that insight is shared and it's a win-win because we're all learning more about the environment, we're all understanding the risk, and we're also all understanding why this activity is happening in the environment.